Last Thursday, Notre Dame punched their ticket to the national championship. All eyes were on the Irish as they won, and not just the media and fans. There were some big time recruits watching. Steve Wiltfall here. We want to talk about the latest recruiting buzz around Notre Dame recruiting coming out of this big semifinal win, sending them to the national championship.
Well, Notre Dame fans are hoping that a Notre Dame hardcover special commemorative edition replaces this Michigan one that's over my left shoulder here. Same companies at On3 owning our Michigan and Notre Dame sites and Penn State. So hoping to have a new hardcover over the left-hand shoulder. Letterman Row folks hoping otherwise on the On3 network. But coming out of Notre Dame's win over Penn State, talked to a lot of Notre Dame's top targets in the 2026 recruiting cycle, and the word culture was emphasized over and over from the prospects and why they have high interest in Notre Dame. And they pointed towards that culture as why Notre Dame was able to bounce back from that early season loss to Northern Illinois. They have the nation's longest winning streak going into the national championship game, impressive college football playoff run. And they think these kids play hard for Marcus Freeman and that coaching staff. And it is an environment that really excites them. Notre Dame has the nation's number 11 ranked recruiting class right now, 6 commits, but they're in the thick of it for many of their top targets moving forward. 2026 edge rusher Rodney Dunham Jr., he's as coveted as they come nationally. He said, Notre Dame's always been top of my list, but this might bump them up to the top spot. Blaine Bradford, the number 1 ranked safety in the country. He's trending LSU on the On3 RPM. His older brother signed with LSU this cycle. But the win over Penn State, he said, games like this mean a lot as a recruit. Blaine Bradford's looking at Alabama, Ohio State, Oregon, as well as Notre Dame and LSU. Notre Dame's always been a front runner, though. Simeon Caldwell's the nation's number 3 safety. Notre Dame's secondary under Marcus Freeman, Al Golden, and the staff, they've had some of the best players in college football the last couple of years, from Benjamin Morrison to obviously Xavier Watts, and guys like Simeon Caldwell see that. And again, they point to the culture and environment of this football program. Mikel Blade, a defensive lineman from Chicago, Simeon. I think that Notre Dame continues to set the pace in his recruitment. Javian Osborne's one of the top running backs in the country. He wants to visit, but so many blue chip recruits talked Notre Dame this weekend, and they're feeling the Irish as they go into this title game next Monday.
Steve, who are 3 prospects that Notre Dame appears to be in great shape with as we head into this new year in 2026 cycle?
Yeah, let's start with one of the most coveted safeties in the country, Joey O'Brien, who's from the state of Pennsylvania. During the season, he told me that Penn State was setting the bar for him in his recruitment. But talking to a source on Monday morning, they feel like that game in particular on Thursday night has changed things in that recruitment. And there is a lot of confidence around Notre Dame for where they stand with Joey O'Brien. Let's pivot to Tank King, 4-star linebacker out of Port Arthur, Texas, Memorial High. Talked to him right after the game on Thursday night, and he said Notre Dame is as top as it can be in his recruitment. He was at Texas A&M over the weekend. Those are the 2 programs that I view at the top, but Notre Dame looks like they are in pole position for Tank King. And then one of Notre Dame's absolute favorite players on the board is defensive end edge rusher Samodi Kedoanga out of Sarah High in California, where they just landed, J. Sarah Catholic, where they just landed Madden Faramo at the end of the 2025 cycle. They're battling USC, Ohio State, and Oregon, among others here. He's been to Notre Dame. I think that Notre Dame is in great shape to land him as well, after he said USC was kind of setting the bar for him during the fall. A lot of excitement around this Notre Dame program for him going into this offseason.